Facebook. Hello, GenRight Nation. It's good to see everybody, or at least, chat with you tonight. I don't even know what day it is of the week. It is August 14th. It's Wednesday, and I'm Tony, and this is Tech Talk. So I'm coming to you from the road. I'm in the middle of somewhere, Missouri, on my way to SMORR. Wasn't allowed to go there today because they're not open today or tomorrow. They don't open until Friday, so it's one of those things. Today's been an interesting day. I already had to change a trailer tire, so it's never a dull moment. Oh, and to top it off, hopefully everybody can hear me and see me okay, because our Starlink took a spill and it's broken. So I'm on the RV park Wi-Fi, so hopefully everybody can hear me okay.
Yeah, I don't see you on YouTube.
You don't? It looks like I'm going.
Oh, okay, well, then keep going.
Yeah, and it says there's 13 people on there, and people are commenting.
Okay. I can see the comments.
You can? So they wouldn't comment if it wasn't live, right?
Yeah, okay, we're good. Sorry.
Okay. So as usual, I welcome any Jeep related questions and comments. So by all means, type those in. And if you forgot to subscribe or like, please do that so that you don't miss any of these shows. And on YouTube, you can always go back and watch previous Tech Talks if you just click the live tab, and then it'll bring up a whole list for you that you can go and see. So let's see. Jen, why don't you tell me who we got watching so far?
Okay, your mom is on.
Hey, Mom.
Hi. Troy Merritt's watching, says hello, Tony and the GenRight Nation.
All right, nice.
Paul Smith is watching. Steve Waterman, Bo Fisher, Alex Israel, Bob Becker, Tom Rust,
Nice.
Josh Nesser,
Nice.
Ari, Paul Smith. Troy said it started in the middle of you talking about something.
Oh, what, YouTube or the other one?
Oh, that's Facebook.
Yeah,
Hi, Troy.
it's all got a delay, so sorry.
And then on Facebook, we have Two Feather Channel. She says there's gold in them there hills. Kathy McCavis is watching. Rick Turner, Steve Egbert, Matt McDonough said got you loud and clear.
Good.
Rick Turner, VB Tom, JR Fofo, Tony Mortensen said, hello, Tony, you're in my home state, and I'm in Phoenix right now. Keith Lyons watching and says, see you next week. Rick Turner says, heading to SMORR in the morning. Did you say it's not open tomorrow?
It is not open tomorrow.
Fran Myers is here. Hi, Fran.
Nice.
And Jeep Adventures and Heath Basham says hello. And more people are jumping on.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate everybody watching. It's, to me, that's part of the fun of this live Tech Talk, is you guys getting to type in your comments. So.
Oh, we got a comment from Chrissy Alice. Says, hey, Tony, I'm so excited. My husband just got his first of many deliveries from you. We have an 05 LJ and can't wait to build it. We love your show.
Awesome.
And Bo Fisher says, Tony, please do a tech talk on keeping the JK cool. What works, what doesn't, etc.
Okay. I would need to know more in his particular case, if it's the stock engine or an aftermarket, upgraded engine. So if he could give me a little clue on that, I might be able to help him.
Okay, and then Sean Johnson asks, how much headache is a frame that measures 132 off in front, wanting to do a TJ to LJ build?
No problem. It could be an 1/8 inch off. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Yep. And can everybody hear you okay? Are you getting any comments about hearing you okay?
Okay. Hopefully. We're just on speakerphone, so we'll see how that goes. Tyler says hi to you, Tony. What about me, Tyler? I thought I was your Frisbee champion partner.
Because if they can't hear you, then I got to repeat all the questions. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Matt McDonough asked, Tony, do you have basis of hours for the Stage 1 Elite install? And then how many hours for the Stage 2 upgrade?
Well, I don't have it for the Stage 2 upgrade yet. For the Stage 1, I'm thinking it's 3 long days. So, you know, if you had a 3-day weekend and you could do it, you're probably 30 hours, be my guess.
Two Feather Channel says they can hear me, too.
They can? Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Tabitha Wood says, it was a lot of fun wheeling with you last weekend. Alex says he can hear me. Hi, Alex.
Nice. Okay, good. Well, that's good. Okay, so let's talk about last weekend. We were up in the Black Hills of South Dakota. We had a whole bunch of Jeeps join us, a whole bunch of buggies, locals that were leading us around. My first time there, so I didn't know where I was going, but we were having a good time. And we did a trail called Bikini. We did a trail called T-Back. And on the second day, we did Hal Johns. And all of those were like from an 8 to a 10. They had some, you know, certainly challenging stuff. Even the buggies didn't just drive through a lot of this. Everybody, you know, had a good technical time. I can tell you that T-Back and Bikini were made by some guy with a rear steer buggy, because everything like twisted around and around, and in a non-rear steer vehicle, it made for a lot of work. So we posted a few videos. I posted a couple on my personal page, and I know that Jeff posted some on the GenRight page, showing Terremoto, you know, crawling obstacles. What I liked about the one Jeff posted was it showed how important breakover is. So if you think about this, I'm on 42-inch tires, and it barely, even with the flat belly, it barely made it over for us to get up that. So everything we pulled up to, you know, the tires needed to be able to hit the rock and climb, and then you know, obstacles like that where we had to, you know, break over. Terremoto had exactly what we needed, including being able to drive through the exit, which was a very technical obstacle. I posted a video on that, and it is really cool. We are Jennings prepared a video that I'm going to show you all here in a minute. I was just going to tell you a little bit about, you know, what we did, and then we finished the wheeling with a big party over at Cedar Street Auto and Off-Road, their shop. And we had walking tacos, one of my favorite things if you haven't had that before. And of course, some frosty beverages. We had all the Jeeps lined up. I think there's some pictures in the slideshow to show you guys. But really, really fun. Everybody had a great time. Said they would definitely come back next year. So I think this will be an annual thing we do. And you know, along with the Jeepers thing that I talked about last time, more people have reached out to me and said, yes, Tony, I definitely want to be on next year's Jeepers thing. This also applies to our overland thing we did. So if you know that you'd like to go on one of our overland trips like that one we did up in NorCal, please message me or email me and let me know, and I'll make sure I get you on the list, okay? Let's go ahead.
A couple of little questions.
Oh, sure. Yeah, go for it.
BB Tom asked, what do you do after KOH to recover?
Well, I definitely take it easy, right? I get a lot of sleep, I eat right, drink a lot of water, and just rest, try and recover. You just got to think of it as being, what would you do if you ran a half marathon or a marathon? That's what it's like. It takes that much out of you. You know, you're out there for 10 hours at peak performance, and it takes a lot out of you. I think I've told many of you on race day, I'll lose 6 pounds just driving the car, because you are on. You're making thousands of split-second decisions, and all of them could result in, you know, a gnarly crash or death. So you really got to pay attention. Yeah.
And Mike Stewart asked, what day are you leaving SMORR, Saturday or Sunday?
Well, I don't think I'm leaving till Sunday. We were going to kind of see what the weather was like. Last time I was there, it got all crappy, and we ended up not being able to wheel last day. But I'm gonna stick around on Sunday, and if the weather's nice, we'll go out and run something, maybe in the morning. But right now, I'm just kind of playing it by ear. And how many people? I'm not gonna go wheeling by myself. I get plenty of wheeling. So as long as I've got people there that want to wheel, then we'll wheel.
And he says, I saw you use the rock slider on one obstacle. Nice.
Yeah. So that was the exit to T-back, and I use the heck out of those things. If you're coming to SMORR, get a close look at them, because there's a lot of shiny spots on them, and they're well used. So remember, you know, a lot of you ask me about what's the perfect Jeep to build, and I always talk about an LJ because it's 4 inches more narrow. The JK's wide, and then you put rockers on the outside of that. It makes it even wider. So you know, she's a big girl, and yeah, it's tough getting through some stuff.
And then Zach asks, are any of the GenRight crew heading out for V2R?
Not that I know of. I don't know if Jordan's headed out that way or not. I doubt it. He's been really hustling on his build. I just talked to Jamie a minute ago. He did not mention it. And Jeff and Keith are going to be with me out here at these events. So, yeah, probably not.
And then Bo Fisher has a question.
Sure.
Says, 2-door, 20 I could hit the pass on I-70 without hitting 240. It's annoying. Considering unlocking the ECU and having the fan come on earlier, radiator is pretty clean. Buying your louvered hood next time to help with engine bay temps.
Yeah, that's definitely something I would do. The other thing is just slow down. Go drop a gear, slow down. Don't let those temps get up that high. At 250, you can blow a head gasket, so you really got to be careful. And that's assuming that your radiator cap is properly functioning. It's supposed to have, I don't know, 16 or 19 pounds, but it's supposed to blow off before the head gasket. But, you know, that's overheating. So as long as you can keep pressure on the cooling system, it won't overheat, but you don't want to push it either. So do the louvers, get the underhood temperature down, make sure that all the air is going through your radiator. A lot of mistakes are made where air can get around the radiator. Remember, air takes the path of least resistance. So if you don't have it all sealed off in the grill, then the air will go around the radiator instead of through the radiator, so you're not getting all the cooling that you should be. So the other thing you can do is a trick that I do. You're not going to want to do it, but if the temp gets high, turn on the heater. If you run the heater, that's an extra radiator that's built in to help warm up the passenger compartment, but that will significantly drop the temperature, and you know, it's better than blowing the motor. So give that a try.
Mark Lawrence says, hello, GenRight Nation. And Chris Horning said we should have taken the little fella up the waterfall.
The little
Bruce
fella.
Vetters has been watching your post from here in Ohio. And Bob Becker asked any value to an aluminum rad.
Well, yeah, aluminum radiators definitely cool better, you know, compared to the old brass ones. And now, you know, a lot of the radiators are plastic tanks with an aluminum center section. The ones that I have Griffin make for us are 3 and 4 core, and those really help to cool down. And then we put 2 really powerful Spall fans on them to pull. The other thing you guys can try is, if you don't have room for 2 fans side by side, you can put one pushing and one pulling on either side of the radiator, and that'll help to get more air going through. It's certainly worth a try, and it's pretty easy to do. By the way, let's talk about this. Mark Lawrence's name reminded me of this. He had his thermostat kicking on for the radiators really high, and I have mine kick on at, I think it's at 175. So I try to get ahead of the heat, and I basically, you know, the moment that thing hits 175, the fans turn on full force, and they hold it in that range. So no matter how hard I'm pushing the Jeep, it'll want it. But if I were to move that up to 180, 190, 200, then the temperatures are going to run, and it's harder to pull back down. So for the guy having the trouble with his cooling system, one of the things we did on Mark's Jeep was we deleted the thermostat, you know, that was turning it on high, and we just turned it on all the time. That is something that you could try, is just direct wire it to the battery and see if that helps. And if that holds the temperature down, then your thermostat's too high. Yep.
Oh, the little fella is the green XJ that Tabitha was driving.
Oh.
He said we should have taken that up the waterfall. It probably would have made it.
I'm sure it would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only Wes made that obstacle look hard.
Yeah. You shot me going up it, right? Like it was, I just drove up it. Yeah.
Yeah, you just drove right up it.
Yeah.
I think it's in the video.
Yep. Okay, let's play the video.
All right.
Let me get this over here. And okay, so we got full screen here. I'm gonna hold this up, and I'm gonna try and hit play at the same time, if I can. Right there. Okay. I think both sides can see it.
Let's get started.
If it looks like you're in the Jeep, then it's the right thing.
Alright. Just like you. No. Nobody roll on this one or no?
Oh, even the big buggy's having trouble. Okay, so everybody gets on the waves here. It's super frustrating. They punch it here and end up flipping over. So it's a really frustrating spot. He's trying to work his way back. All right, Saturday morning, and we are at the trail. This is a really cool one because we're wheeled down to the creek bed, but there's also a road that you can get up on to go around some of the protected stuff. So everybody with different level vehicles can choose what's good for them. You can see Wes ahead of us right now, just working his way down. The washer, there's some big stuff. You know, those are 43-inch tires. He's cruising his way along here. So we're gonna saddle up and go chase down Wes.
are here at Cedar Street Off-Road, aka Wes's house, for like a meet and greet party. We're just feeling everybody real today. We took pictures, had some walking tacos that Dana made. They were so good. Everybody's checking out each other's rigs. Good times. Hi, girls. Did you have a good day? Yeah. Is that rain? Wow. Hello. Showing off all the Jeeps. And then all the buggies and all the side and everything. My back lady. Oh, great. West. Cedar Street Off-Road.
Oh man, it's been tough. It really was.
Fun. Fun.
Hey, I didn't break today.
I didn't either.
I broke unloading it off the trailer.
You did? What? Okay.
All right. Well, that gave you a pretty good flavor for everything we did there.
If you're not making
kill some of these
$158,000,
guys. Because of course YouTube plays the next thing. Okay, so you got to see a few different Jeeps there. Many of them were customers. And a big shout out to Wes and Alex and the other local guys that were there to help guide us and keep us all moving along. A lot of those guys are driving buggies, so you know they were patient to keep us Jeeps going through there. I think so. It was good. Any more questions, Jennings?
Well, Rick Turner said, wow, I didn't know they had it like that in South Dakota.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some big stuff. It's kind of like going to the Hammers. You know, the easiest thing at the Hammers is still going to be hard, you know, in other areas. So South Dakota's the same way. West was like, you know, they're coming to the Black Hills, right? Because the easiest thing in the Black Hills is not that easy. So, but it was fine. And, you know, Troy Merritt was there. He had his brand new LJ build on 37s, and he was able to get around. We had another guy on 35s. We actually had a couple guys on 35s. On the first day, they followed us into Bikini, and then they broke off and went and did Iceman. So they were able to wheel some other trails, and I think that was like a 6. But next year, we're going to have more trails and more people to help lead them, and it'll be great next year for sure. And the party was a great way to finish it off too, so that was nice. Yeah.
Rick asked, where's the party tomorrow night if not at the park?
Well, I don't know. Is there supposed to be a party? Because I'm just heading that direction. So this is Jeff's deal. He's in charge. Maybe if he's on, maybe he can chime in. All right.
Steve Egbert said the overland trip looked cool. Those were some steep trails. Yeah.
Yeah. That was that's why we started calling it the real overland experience, kind of like we have the real Hammers experience. We typically find other fun stuff, you know. If we see something we like, we go do it, you know. Yeah.
Dave Vincent asked, are front digs required on the trail? It looks fun. I need to order my 42s before Trail Hero.
Well, on those South Dakota trails, they were definitely required front digs. Yeah, that we were like half the trail I wheeled in front drive only to just get around. So.
Mark Lawrence asked, how does the Rock's traction compare to the Rubicon or Hammers? Side note, I do not see any dust.
The rock traction was good. It actually reminded me a lot of Wolf Caves down in Texas, and so I would say they were the one trail was very similar to Wrecking Ball, where the big rocks were moving, and as each guy went through, that you had to watch and make sure you kind of knew where to go or pick your own line the next time around. So it kept it exciting and interesting, and I enjoyed it. I'd definitely go back. So.
Tim Chrisley says, make sure you bring some t-shirts to Smoky Mountain. I need some new ones.
Okay, we do have a limited supply of t-shirts going with us in the trailer there. So definitely. By the way, we're going to have a Tracer build there, a brand new one just finished over at Brave Motorsports. And of course, Terremoto will be there, Banshee will be there, Keith's going to have his retro rocker there. Seemed like we're going to have something else in the booth. We're going to have Jolene. That is Jordan's Jeep, his 4-door JK with an Elite from JK Land. So you saw me racing him last summer over in Atlanta. Him and I were racing around that track, and he aired it out, so he's going to have that there. And yeah, we'll have lots to look at, talk about, sell you, everything. So yeah, by all means, definitely hit us up in the booth. By the way, today on my way here, I stopped by and saw my friends over at Aeromotive. They are up in Kansas City, Missouri, and got a tour of their brand new plant. They just moved into a giant building a few months ago, and it's pretty impressive. I actually got to see all of the fuel pumps and everything being assembled right there, and they test every single one of them. Quite impressive. So you're buying a genuine American-made, impressively built product. I unloaded Terremoto, and I took 3 of their guys for a hot lap across this gully and out onto this field, and we did some donuts and crawled some rocks, had some fun out there. And then I brought it in the building, and all their employees came out and were checking it out, and it was cool because I got to show them, not everybody gets to see what their fuel pumps and regulators and stuff go on, so it was cool for them to see the real life thing, so that was kind of fun. And by the way, they're still, till the end of August, they're having a 10% off sale, so you just go to their website, and they are still having a sale. GenRight is also having a sale. We've got, you can go to our homepage and see that. More importantly, what I want to tell you is, the guys called me and said we have 24 42-inch Baja Boss MTs in stock. We got another shipment. We got about 50 something. We have 24 left that are available. So if you wanted 42s, these are 42 17s. If you want them, call in tomorrow and get them. They will go fast, especially after I talk about it here on Tech Talk. So yeah, that's, as you know, if you're buying 4 or 5 or 6, that's not very many sets. So definitely make sure you get your hands on some of those. Any other questions before I move on to the next thing?
Zach Guptill just asked if you're going to be going to Trail Hero again this year.
We are, yeah. Well, the whole crew will be out there. I'm camping on site. The guys have a Airbnb somewhere. We'll have a booth, so we'll definitely be around. And the concert's supposed to be good this year. We've got a VIP area that we'll be hanging out at night, and yeah, doing trail runs every day. So if you want to run with us, get there early. We take off before all the other trails. Make sure you're prepared. Gas, lunch, well-equipped vehicle. If you've wheeled with us before, the way I like to do it is I'm not going to get out and spot you on every obstacle. This is you go until you need help, and then you call on the radio. So if you don't have a rugged radio, you can get one when you're there, and then be able to talk to us. All right.
Tom Patterson and Laura Coda are watching, and they're on their way to SMORR.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
So see you there.
That's awesome. So that means her Jeep got fixed, and she had, I guess, a rat or something got in the engine compartment and chewed up a bunch of wires. So that means they got it fixed, and they're headed our way. Awesome. We're looking forward to seeing them.
Oh, we have a question.
Sure.
Avery says, I have a question about my exhaust. I'm getting a Flowmaster 44 muffler, and it has a 2.25-inch inlet and outlet. Would it still fit a 2.5-inch pipe inlet if I use a clamp or pipe adapter?
Yeah, you can, they have those swedge tubes that size up or size down, and you can step it just for the muffler. Not a big deal. That'll be fine. We do that kind of stuff all the time, just based on what we have or what's available, or maybe it's the only muffler that fits, and we got to make it work. So, yeah, that'll be fine. There
Troy
was.
says he had a blast at the Black Hills Takeover, and he'll definitely be back next year.
Yeah. So Troy just finished his Jeep, so his bump stops weren't set. Like there was a bunch of stuff. So he and I talked today. I got him pointed in the right direction. He's going to have a bunch of stuff fixed tomorrow, and then he'll be good to go. And man, I couldn't believe how close he lived to that area. He was just a day's drive away from there. So that was cool. I don't know if everybody saw on Facebook or Instagram, I went over to North Platte, Nebraska, and met with a bunch of his Jeep buddies there. And we pulled out Terremoto, gave a bunch of rides, and had some more fun, So, like I said, never a dull moment, right? Okay, so speaking of never a dull moment, one of the things I wanted to talk about was I ripped a fender off a Terremoto through a tight squeeze in the big section of Hal Johns, and I wanted to tell people somebody requested how to fix that. So let's see if we can get this. Okay, so as you know, if you're not familiar, these are rib nuts. They look like that, and can you see that? Even the instant. There we go. YouTube people can see a little better. Okay, so a fender is held on with 1/4 rib nuts. So if you rip the rib nut out of the fender, what you do is you put in the bigger 5/16 18 rib nut into the. So let's back up. The first thing you do is you take what's called a dolly or something very heavy and smack the metal back flat on the body where the rib nut ripped out. Then you drill it and put a 5/16 18 rib nut in there. Then you can put a 1/4 rib nut inside that other rib nut. That is the easiest way to repair a ripped off fender or something. The next version of that is you need to weld the sheet metal closed and then drill a new hole and then put a 1/4 rib nut back in there. Most people don't have the capability to weld, so it's easier to just smack it flat, put a bigger rib nut in, then put the smaller rib nut in that, and then you're going again. You can put the fender right back on. All right. What I should have done was run rear fender deletes, which is on its way to me now, so that I take the rear fenders off so they can't smack anything. And that's what I'm going to have on there for SMORR. Yeah.
Jamie Condi asked if you're going to be inside or outside booth at Smoky Mountain this year.
We're inside. So we got a big 30 by 30 corner inside booth. So when it's hot as balls out there, come on in and hang out. It'll be nice and cool on the inside.
And Matt McDonough asked if you're going to be coming through Oklahoma on your way home.
So at some point, I'm driving Highway 40 on the way back. So yeah, I'm coming back through there at some point. Jennings and I have a pretty tight schedule, so I'm not sure how much time I have. Yeah, just keep track of me or message me, and I can touch base with you as I know what my schedule is. Like I said today, I lost a tire. So, these things just happen in the travels. So just, part of the deal. What else you got?
Troy says, everyone enjoyed the ride in Terremoto. Most of the guys have thanked me 4 or 5 times for the invite. Thanks again for going out of your way.
Heck yeah. No, remember, my job, my goal, my mission is to inspire people, get them excited about off-roading. And I've told everybody on this program, getting a ride in Terremoto is like needing glasses and you don't know it. It is so cool, so fast, so capable, so planted, that when I slide through corners and stuff and then remind you, oh, by the way, there's not a sway bar on the front or rear of this thing, and it's just mind-blowing how stable. And what I did with these guys was I went from the dirt, we slid onto the pavement, and then took off again, going 85 miles an hour. So normal Jeep, you wouldn't dream of coming from the dirt onto the pavement. You'd end up on the lid. And with our suspension, we've got it so dialed and so planted that not only can you do that kind of stuff, but then just like we showed you in Black Hills, you can go crawl and do the super technical stuff too. So all around the best out there for sure.
David Cundy asked, doesn't the fender help by hitting first before the body or top? Why would you put on a fender delete?
Yeah, so, with the JK, it's just so darn wide, and then the fenders make it even wider. A lot of the time, the four-door is so long that if I just was a little more narrow in the back, I would probably clear. So I'm going to try it. If it doesn't work, poor Terremoto is, probably going to turn into a buggy at some point. I don't know. I keep trying to keep it a Jeep, so I don't know. Yeah. And then let's see, what else did I have? Then I had more events, right? So we've got SMORR this weekend, Southern Missouri Off-Road Ranch. If you're not familiar with that, in Seymour, Missouri. Then Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion in Pigeon Forge. Before the Jeep Invasion or during the week of, we're wheeling over at Bays Mountain on Wednesday the 21st, because the show for Pigeon Forge is Friday and Saturday. So on Wednesday we're wheeling Bays Mountain. Then Sunday we're wheeling Windrock, and then I start heading the way back. Let's move on to the next events. Then we have Trail Hero, end of September, beginning of October. Then we have our Turkey Run. Actually before the Turkey Run, the next Real Hammers experience, then the Turkey Run, and then our Christmas Crawl. So we've got a few more opportunities to get out and wheel with us. And by all means, please do whatever you can to get out there and join us. I assure you, you will have a great time. So.
AB Tom wants to know if there's an LJ in your future.
Well, okay, so we briefly talked about this, but it's kind of, with all my travels, it kind of got pushed aside. I am building a TJ, which will eventually be turned into an LJ, so yes, in my near future, and I'm going to put an engine in that I think will surprise all of you, so it's going to be fun. What else you got?
Troy says, tell them of the canal.
The canal. Okay, so when I took Troy for a ride, he wanted me to turn by this canal, and we came off the pavement. The dirt, it was like hard packed with loose stuff on top. So we slid, and then I pulled it back the other way, but now we're pointed straight toward the canal. So the nice thing is, when you set up a vehicle right, all you got to do is let off the gas and then it hooks back up. But for a second there, Troy thought we were going for a swim. Then I put it in four-wheel drive, so we had the front wheels pulling too, and that gives you a lot more stability. So, yeah. Fun stuff.
Jerome asked, any status update on how the stage 1 on Grey Wolf is doing? Any wheeling trips with it yet?
I've been traveling, so I know it's done. I know those guys have been doing all kinds of stuff with it. Maybe I can get an update from Shane before the next Tech Talk. But as far as I know, he's out driving it every day, so they're just putting miles on it until I get back, and then I'm going to put it through the paces. I know it works. It's a good setup, and I know we've been shipping the Stage 1 steering, the Stage 1 complete kit, and I don't know if anybody's done any Stage 2. I was gone, so or Stage 3. I don't know what else anybody's done, but I know I saw a report that they were shipping them, so that's good. And you know, I can't say enough about the 42-inch Mickey Thompsons. I'm only running the DOT version, and as you guys saw in the Black Hills, everybody I was wheeling with had stickies, and those DOTs did fantastic. Just the bigger tire made a huge difference, and yeah, I can't say enough about that tire for sure.
Rick Turner says, coming to SMORR tomorrow. Hopefully get to see you guys. If not, I'll catch you Friday morning at the park.
Cool. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, for sure. Sounds good. Sounds good. What else we got?
Wow, we're all caught up.
Really? How are we doing on time? We got about 10 more. Yeah, we got about 10 more minutes if people want to fire in some more questions. Yeah, I remind everybody to download our app. We're going to be posting, where we're at, what we're doing while we're at Great Smoky Mountain. Because there's a lot of stuff at night. We go down to Steak and Shake, we cruise the boulevard. There's just lots of stuff to do there. And if you want to join us, a lot of the time we take the whole crew and we go to dinner. Other people are welcome to join us. Just fun. We typically find a place that has live music and hang out. It's a good time, for sure. For sure.
Jeremy says, quit teasing. What engine?
No, I gotta leave it a surprise. I gotta find one. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Jordan is doing something similar in his YJ, if you're watching Jordan's build. So he was gonna put the JL motor in, and if you're not up to date on what he's doing, he has since scrapped that and he's gone on to something else, a GM product. So check it out.
Oh, I missed one. Bobby Cleveland asked, what PSI were you running on the 42s at Black Hills?
8. I went down to 8. I don't know if you saw in the video, they were like wrinkling like a drag tire. They were good. They were really good. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to tell everybody, before our Black Hills event, I drove the Jeep, I aired the tires up and I drove it around. I drove 650 miles on those 42s, running around on the roads, going to Rushmore, into town, back and forth, seeing my buddies, doing all kinds of stuff on those tires. So those tires are getting a lot of street use as well, and then, air them down and go climb on the trails and performing flawlessly. So super happy.
Mark Lawrence says, oh no, a TJ with a hybrid. Bo Fisher said, we need something with boost.
Boost, oh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's me, but maybe. So I've got lots of friends in the industry.
Nasir Mansour says, we'll see you guys at Smoky Mountain. Keep revisions. There's a lot of talk about building my LJ in stages to end up with a tracer build.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then Rick Turner asked, as a cheap in-between setup while waiting to get the tracer, what do you think about using stock JL control arms to make a TJ mid-arm?
I mean, you could. The arms are like not that much if you think about the whole package. Don't forget about our Legend kit. I sell the front bracket kit and the rear bracket kit. I think they're $149 for the front, $149 for the rear. You got to weld them together, but so what? You got to do that anyways. That's cheap. That's cheap. And then just build some new control arms, like real GenRight ones with Johnny joints, and they're gonna be styling.
Jeremy suggests an inline Duramax diesel.
No, definitely not too heavy. What I'm going for is light. And I'll give you one hint. It's dual overhead cam. So it's gonna be good.
All caught up.
All caught up. Okay. Well, then we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks everybody for joining me from the road here in Missouri somewhere. And we'll be at SMORR, I guess, tomorrow and this weekend, and then on to Smoky Mountain Jeep. So hope to see you guys there. Hope to wheel with you. Can't wait to see you. Thanks again for watching, and we will catch up with you soon. Have a great weekend, and talk to you later.